Hey, Svea and Mia. It's Daddy. I know. It's early. Well, it's not that early. It's about 10 o'clock. I was up late, though. I was up at about 5 or 6. I listen to my favorite songs. Sometimes I stay up late now and listen to my favorite music. This is my favorite. One of my favorite. I have some other ones. Um. Anyways, I was just thinking again about, thinking about you guys, my two little precious ones. I know you're in school again. No, still there. School. So, got the incense burning. That special blend that I make. And then I put these little resins from the pine trees that I collected from, or that gave them to me. There's some other things in the incense. You'll like it. Just gotta figure out, I gotta find the right. There we go. So, it smells like pine trees. It's so good. Hold on. So, Sean had mentioned that I had this, I was putting this food on his desk, and I just wanted to, have you guys see it so that you know that, it was important to me. Oh, Dad also bought me this, and Grandma was really specific about it. This very strange, tea set with upside down hearts on it. Your Aunt Margie has it. Grandma wanted me to have it. Oh, look at this. I hang this in the window. I bought it. I called it happiness. Or they called it happiness in the present moment. And it was only $10.77. I thought, what? A bargain for happiness. If you can just buy some happiness for $10.77. I like it because it cascades, light onto the counter. I like to give it a little twirl in the incense. It's nice. I like it. The smell of the incense is incredible. Sorry, my voice. I was probably talking a lot yesterday. I do that lately. I talk so much. Besides the little walkabout thing, it was so much, I'm going to do it again. Of course, I'm going to be doing these walkabouts now. Just to experience new things, which is so important. I want you girls to do that. Especially when you're in school. School is so important. Even if you don't finish that, that lifelong learning, that constant struggle for meaning. I don't know. Not that you guys will. I know you will finish your degrees. You too. I know that. Daddy's kind of putting his on hold. Same with art. Writing. I'm just taken to the airways now. Broadcasting my thoughts instead of, putting them to, paper. Well, I still write in the journal. But instead of leaving the people can actually see me when I'm smiling then and know what I mean. They don't have to take anything out of context. Get it? I know you would. You're smart little girls. Svea and Mia. I'm not sure about the other ones. You too. I don't think they have our, what the three of us have. I don't think they have that. They may want it. You may never know it, unless you had my influence, my teachings, you know. Um, I was going to read some more out of, let me grab the book, hold on. I'll just be a minute. I didn't go anywhere, I'm still right here. I just gotta find what I'm looking for. Oh, here it is. Grandma's book. Grandma Esther. I should tell you what her address is. It was a secret. Never mind, I won't tell you. Oh, I still have this. Usually this is bookmarks now. Grandma would like that. I like how they're, pages. It's like Willy Wonka, in the chocolate factory when he gets that candy bar. I have a lot of inclinations that someone, not to mention names, did a lot of changes to some things, but I'm not worrying about that. I wouldn't let you worry about that either. The others might. It's alright. I've decided to stay and commune with people I needed to commune with. Ancestors a lot of times. Holy men and women. I'm just trying to think. There's different sections in Leaves of Gold. Oh, they talk about souls. Let's read about souls. My soul goes clad in gorgeous things, scarlet and gold and blue, and at her shoulders sudden wings, like long flames, flicker through. I know Grandma would have interrupted here. I think I'll skip this one. I'll go to this one. Okay. For those who love me. I live for those who love me. For those who know me true. For the heaven that smiles above me and awaits my coming too. Get it? Oops, that wasn't in there. I just added that. I know. The devil. For the cause that lacks assistance. For the wrong that needs resistance. For the future in the distance. And the good that I can do. It's kind of a universal theme. Like a... I don't know, I would call it more of a one source type mentality. It could go into a lot of different aspects of religious study. True religious study. Or not religious study, spirituality really. At one time, Svea and Mia, I thought, and I still do, that there's great wisdom to be had just by listening to people on the bus. Just by hearing what they say on the street. I still believe that. You don't have to always agree with it, but just hear it and just be like, I wonder how I could apply that to my life. Or, I wonder if that I could use that in some application to figure out problems or to speak to your higher powers, or I think that's what's important. Let me put this on for a minute. We'll come back to that. So this too. I just 1077. Can you believe it? I know, it's like, I love it. It's so fractured in there. Those crystals, those little shards, triangles. See what I mean? In either direction, up or down. Well, I don't really believe so much in just that kind of direction. It would be hard to tell what direction you were going if you were in a sphere. Either you'd be going this way, or this way, or this way, or this way. So it's difficult. It's difficult. I know Sean and I are on the same page about a lot of thinking. We might have our differences sometimes, but, I explain to him things that I'm thinking about. He talks about what he's thinking about. It's important when you have, one thing your mother and I couldn't do. She could never talk about her feelings. I had to teach her confidence, and that wasn't easy either, That wasn't an easy job. When she was passing some of her certification exams, I was like, it's all right. Just do it again. It's okay. She even asked me about school, going back to, she was going to go to St. Kate's. Well, I told her that's where she should go because Fairview would pay for it. Where I went, St. Kate's, except I went through St. Thomas. It's, I don't know how they work that, but, Anyways. And then I even offered to help her. After everything she did, she should be thanking God that I even, offered to help her. I don't know. I'm going to pick a couple cards today. Do this one. I do this thing. I don't usually cut them because I figured if you shuffle them, and then the future is where the present is, and who knows? I suppose I should. I don't know. I suppose. I guess that was at one time. That's not bad. And I could live with that too. Tension sometimes is not a bad thing. It's only usually surface tension, I'm sure you guys do that kind of experiment stuff in school. Floating things on water. We used to do it in Wilmer. I should tell you that funny story that I thought there was a bubble around Wilmer at one time. When I left, every time I went back through it, I got this sick feeling in the pit of my stomach. It took me a while to get over that. And now I can go there without any problems. Kind of mastered that place, so it's not as if you master a place, It takes some skill to recognize, those kind of feelings and what they can mean in time. You know, probably should shave this morning and trim up this beard. Viewers won't want to know that. Just silly dad stuff, right? So, either the Diamond Way today, there's a couple other places. There's a Buddhist temple in southern Minnesota that I'm going to go to. I'm going to call the temple in Uptown to see if I can go there, if they'll have me. You know. I thought it was a nice offer. I kind of learned some Hebrew, but you know, I have some books to study, and I do read it, make connections. You know, see the places where I've been, and you know, it's okay. You know, I'm gonna call Kelly again this morning if she's not crying or something. I hope not, for her sake. You know, but like I said the other day in church when I was there, I said Grandma would be crying if she saw this place and these women behind me started to cry. And I was like, I told you, Grandma, Esther, you would not be happy. And then I went down, like I said, I went to the lower temple, the lower chapel. And this man was there. I was watching him. And then I started to pray, sort of, or think out loud. And he started weeping. And I said, oh God, I did it again. So I just got up and walked around. You know, I felt bad. I should have went up and touched him. Put my hand on his back. But he was weeping. And so I gave him his time of grace and let him continue in his bowed head. I thought that was appropriate. I mean, for him, and I didn't want to interrupt his meditation or, it's really the same thing. Prayer, meditation. I'm sure people walk around praying, praying to God that they, that they find some happiness or some fulfillment in life. I know my own family and others, sometimes need guidance or look for guidance. I've sought guidance in my life. It's really been given to me. First, I didn't always recognize, and then I gained some great insight, and things started to just go. And then I was all right. I was like, wow. At one time, I was hoping and praying, and then I thought, God, I am just going to chill, relax, and it'll come to me. And so I did. And then it did. It's funny. I mean, like I said, I listened to not the voices, but I listened to ancestors talking. And sometimes I think they say things that are lies outright. They all have their desires and stuff, and it's not always easy to discern which ones are correct. Or I'm a pretty good person, though, about thinking about what God would want. I mean, I'm a man that just thinks a lot and like listens to both sides or more than one side, and then like takes a deep breath and goes, I wonder, I wonder what my ancestors would do, or my future sent relations. You know, I wonder. And so I think then I need to give some time to think and then make a decision. Um, yeah, I think that's, sometimes you can make spur of the moment decisions, which is okay. You have to live with the consequences then. Or sometimes you can just hear all sides and then, you know, and then make a logical, rational decision. And feelings come into it. They do. Like how you feel others feel. That comes into play sometimes. I would tell you, like, my secret equation for figuring out feelings, logic, rationale, and how I compartmentalize things, and then I would have to do that in person. Daddy loves you so much. Anyways, I will send out something else later. These videos, I'm going to try to make them just 2222. It's my favorite number. Well, I have other favorite numbers too, but